Hey there, Zesty Boys. Welcome back to the Zesty Podcast. My name, of course, is Tony Shire.
I'm Joey Becknell.
And I am Gleb. I'm back.
He's back. Much to everyone's dismay, he
Ever
figured out
since
the locks.
My own dismay.
Much to his own dismay, we got him back in here.
Were you on for episode 1?
I think I was like 1 and 3.
Well, yeah, I think it was 1, 3, and now 54.
54.
What up? A year later.
I mean, essentially, yeah. I wonder if it has been an entire year since you've been on.
It's been close, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we graduated school, and then I just immediately started working, and then I just didn't see anybody forever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it's been like 6 months. 6 months or so.
Yeah. Well, I had to break the streak eventually.
Mm-hmm.
We were going strong, and we're back to the rock bottom.
Uh-huh.
Rock bottom of having
where it all began.
Gleb on the podcast.
Yep. Mitchell's gone.
Did you know your name is very similar to the word bread in Russian? Which
Yep.
is chliep.
Yep.
And you are gliep.
Yeah. My granddad would say gleb.
And it's like
the
instead of,
gleb bread.
instead of an X, it's a G at the beginning.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Chliep.
Yeah.
So, how has that affected you when traveling to Belarus? Being named bread.
It hasn't, but I don't know what it was. I think it was like in my green card papers or whatever. Whenever I came here, they misspelled my name, and so
how did they misspell it?
they spelled it HLEB because they just like couldn't understand what my mom was saying. So I think like on on one of my official documents, it just said Gleb.
Oh, so you weren't born here?
No,
Oh, I thought you were born here.
no,
Oh.
no, dude.
Oh.
That's day one Gleb stuff. I've
Day
been
one,
knowing
brother.
that, boy.
Oh.
No, yeah, I was born in Belarus in
You
Vitebsk.
gotta go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
we got a foreigner on
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah, I was squirted out into a bucket. Made a big
The
plopping
bucket
noise.
was the midwife.
she caught me and then bit my umbilical cord. Now I'm
Oh
here.
my god.
And then now you're here. Ate some borscht. And then
Dude,
came right over in a plane.
I saw a bunch of like baby pictures of me like on this bed, and I don't know if it's the same thing here, but my belly button was like blue from where they fucking snipped it. I don't know if it was
Still, or?
no, yeah, to this day.
It's just really big and
I
keeps
don't know.
growing.
In
like
your
neon
baby
blue.
pictures, is there like a blue
No,
belly button?
It's
from when
not.
you were
It's
born?
a skin-colored belly
What
button.
the
My
fuck
parents
happened?
didn't take any
There's
pictures
also
of me
no
when I was a
goats in
baby.
the room that I was born.
I was shat out into a pile of hay.
Gleb was born in a manger.
I saw
Jesus.
I saw something. I don't know who was talking about it. It was something about like the Bible, how the manger that Jesus was born in was not just a fun little bed of hay. It was probably like similar to what pigs eat out of, and
Like a trough?
yeah, like a trough, and super like stone and not welcoming at all. And these like what's that called when you have the scene set up for Christmas? It's like
Nativity set.
Nativity, yeah, the nativity thing. It's not at all what it would have been like, because that makes it seem like he was like in
Yeah.
a nice soft bed of hay,
No,
but it was
it's just like
probably
a
like
pile of shit
a
with
rock
corn in
and
it.
just garbage all over the place, which I thought was interesting how they glorified that. a
Our
lot of the
Lord and
time.
Savior.
Our Lord and Savior was bored and shit, and nobody liked him because he's said the things that God wanted you to believe. And now everyone uses him as a symbol to hate gay people. We're already into Christianity early into this
Yeah,
podcast.
great.
Yikes.
This is not what I said.
What I'm trying to say is
Sensitive.
Gleb is the second coming.
I'm coming, ladies and gentlemen.
He has been known to come and,
And continuously come.
continuously.
Day by day.
You worked at an
You're playing right into our audience's hands right now.
Gleb, take your shirt off.
Oh, you got it.
How hard
this
is
one, This one's for, who's that guy's name? What's his name? Laurent?
Yeah, this is for
Lauren?
Lauren, for Liam, for Lauren, for Carter,
This is
for
for you,
anybody,
Lauren.
for anybody who continuously watches. That was for you, Gleb. You worked at an Earth Fair for a while.
I did.
Earth what?
Earth Fair.
Earth
Sorry,
Fair.
well, my
May it
slurring
rest
my
in
words
peace.
already.
Said Earth fur.
May it
Earth
rest in
Fair.
peace.
You worked at an Earth Fair. How do you feel about Whole Foods? Is there an animosity between you and that store?
Dude, I don't think so. I was not, this is not something I put thought
Tony with
into.
the leading question.
I'm trying to the hard hitting news that people want to know.
Nah, dude, I have I have literally no opinion of Whole Foods, like at all.
So you don't think they're good? Is what you're
Interesting.
saying.
That's just like overpriced.
Do you
I
like
mean-
shopping at Earth Fair, or was it more just to get by?
No, dude, it was just to get by, dude.
So it wasn't like an allegiance type thing.
No. I had like, dude, even with a 20% employee discount, it would still cost a fortune to shop there. Dude, I remember, I was like the stalker guy. So I just like followed people
As
around
you
the
are
store.
in many aspects of your life, you are the stalker.
No, so I was always just putting like merchandise on the shelf, and there was this one portion. It was like where the Asian food market stuff was at, and there was like seaweed, like basically like strips of seaweed, and for like a pack of 64, it was like $45 or something like that. And I'm just like,
It's like almost $1 per seaweed strip.
Exactly. And I would like pick it up, and like the one that's on the top, like the very, very top, is just like covered in a thick layer of dust because nobody was buying it.
Have you ever tasted that seaweed? What is that called? It's like nabe or something like that. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
like what you use to make like homemade sushi
Yeah,
and stuff.
that if you the fishy taste you get from fish, seaweed is just
It's all that.
the fishy taste.
Yes.
There was a girl at our high school. Let me try some of her because she used to just bring it as in like sheets and eat it.
Yeah.
And I
Oh.
tried it, and it was absolutely
Dude, it's
awful because I
nasty.
hate fish for that taste.
Who the hell was that?
And it was just awful taste. It was Kira.
Kira?
Yeah. And
B?
Wow,
yeah,
dude, that
Kira B.
It sounds familiar.
Wow.
She was very nice, but she ate weird fish strips.
Yeah. Okay.
And
That's
I mean,
gross.
she let me try them, so that was very nice of her. But I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I don't talk to her anymore.
The
because of it.
advertising on that packaging is literally like an interesting flavor. I can't even say it's like good or bad.
We're
tastes
legally
like
not
dead
allowed to
fish.
say it tastes good.
It's just salty and fishy. It's
The
like-
focus groups hate it.
Yes.
So I asked you this a long time ago, and then I asked you it more recently also, and you still haven't given me an answer. Does it bother you when people call spruce cones pine cones?
Dude, again, just another question I don't.
Hard hitting
Don't
news,
think about-
baby.
No, dude.
I know you're a tree person,
No.
and spruces have cones,
No.
but they're not pine cones because they don't come from pine trees.
No, it does not.
Into
It does
the
not
microphone,
bother me.
Gleb. Into the
It does
microphone.
not bother me.
How
it never
upset-
has bothered me.
How upset are you when people are like, "Oh, there's pine cones all over my yard,"
what
and
does-
it's only spruce trees in their yard?
Dude, what does upset?
How upset does that make you?
Does it piss you off?
How,
Gleb?
how often are you pissed off from something like
Yeah,
this?
Picture this.
It's
Someone's got
never-
a spruce tree, and they say they got a pine cone.
It's
You're
never that.
infuriated.
It's never that. What it does infuriate me though is when I go into somebody's yard.
Oh, here it is.
And they
and-
call you the N word.
That's the worst, bro. No, but no, and literally. Okay, well, this is two pronged here. So the first thing that happens
Oh.
when I go to somebody's property,
First prong.
well, the first thing that happens is I say, "Hi, I'm Gleb," and they're like, "Oh, what is it?" Or they're just like, "Hi,
Oh,
Glenn."
You mean like bread in Russian?
Exactly. So it's either they just like start calling me like Gabe. Like, there's like two types of people. So they just like overcorrect it and say what they think my name
Gabriel,
should be.
like from the Bible.
They say what they think my name should be, which is like Gabe or Glenn.
Garrett.
And then there's other people that just refuse to say my name.
Jonathan.
Dude, it's
Hey, buddy,
So,
the tree, it's over here.
so that's one thing.
That's one prong.
One prong, and then, dude, I have not been to somebody's property where they even know what their trees are. And so there was this one lady who kept calling this like maple in her front yard an oak, and I just like didn't want to.
What a bitch.
Dude, she's such a cunt. Such a cunt. But like,
Wow.
I didn't say anything.
Keep calling this maple a fucking
Yeah,
fig
it's
tree.
like she
he's calling
didn't.
her a
Lady,
cunt.
It's like she
there's
didn't.
no figs on the fig tree.
It's like she didn't go to school for trees. What a fucking idiot. But no, dude, like, and I don't know, man. It's just like people have no idea what's going on out there.
It's made of wood and it's bad.
No, dude.
Let's call that weird brown
No.
boy.
No,
His name's Globe.
That's basically just
Like the earth.
The last 6 months have been a purgatory of those two situations.
So
I've
you're moving on to new beginnings, though, from
I
what
am.
I've heard.
I am. I'm going to. Can't name drop, but I'm going to another tree
Oh,
company.
so you're gonna do an uninsured tree company
a worse one.
where it's cheaper, but there's no insurance.
There's no regulation. The guys are out there in no hard hats with a fucking axe.
No OSHA. There's
No
a giant
OSHA.
blue ox following the
No
lead
OSHA.
tree cutter around.
Dude, oh my god. No, they just have one dude named Guadalupe who carries all the fucking wood out on his shoulders.
A man named Guadalupe.
No.
You seem
No.
like you had something insightful to
Yeah,
say.
Joey, what were you about
What
to
were you about to
say?
say? I'm
Oh,
gonna cut
it
you
was
off.
it was totally random, but I was gonna say I'm running into the same issue. All my cards it says Joey, and all of my
Is that
email.
That a hard name for people to understand.
You say
Yes, no,
Joseph?
it really
Joey
is. I
is?
think like so many people are so blown away that there's a professional in the field going by the name Joey. I get so many.
Oh yeah,
Joels.
Joseph. Joel.
Like honestly, I need to keep track of the amount of people that text me or email me and say like they start with Joel. Can you do ... Like
man.
See, the thing is, people are okay with Tony, but they expect a big Italian guy, and like a guy with deep black hair,
Tony.
mustache, and
Hey.
chest hair.
It smells like Parmesan.
name's Tony.
Hey,
Hey, Tony, what's going on, man? I worked
Hey.
in pizza for a while, and that doesn't help my case. But Margaret, all of her relatives thought that I was going to be this beefy Italian dude when they met me. But no, it's this
Small, long.
skinny Aryan boy who keeps talking about Mein Kampf and is really bothersome at the family picnic.
Yikes!
Jesus.
Exactly.
I've gotten Joy too.
Joy?
Joy. I think a lot
Joy
of people
versus
think I'm a
Joey?
woman.
I'm just
I
convinced
guess,
that
yeah, if
people
you're-
just don't read the freaking name.
They don't read the invoice.
No, I think they read the name and they're like, "There's no way that a professional would go by the name Joey and not Joseph."
Do you have to wear a tie in the office?
I was about to ask you if you had to wear a
no.
tie in the office. I was going to say you looked like you would be so uncomfortable in a
Oh
tie.
God, dude! I wore like the I wore like the one
Like
of
the
those
Borat
like
swimsuit.
exactly, and then just like a cap that says AKA Tree Service, and on top of that cap a yellow Bob the Builder heart. And
Losing most of the company's business.
I sold nothing for 3 months. I got fired. I didn't
You're
quit.
more of a novelty for people. You're part of the menagerie that comes.
You were a
to the house.
diversity hire.
Yeah, I was filling the quota, bro. Oh shit. Yeah. So what? So you wear a tie in the office? Because I certainly don't.
No, I don't. I have to wear slacks though, and like a collared shirt.
Are you back in the office?
I am. Well, no, our office is open. I can go in there if I need to, but it's highly encouraged that I
He
don't.
can go hang out at the water cooler.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
Remember that one day we met in the Publix parking lot? I was like in my truck, like
Yeah.
stuffing my face with a Publix sub.
Yeah, what was that? I was like with Abby. I was with my girlfriend, and
I was
I just got out and
sitting
I was
there,
like,
staring
"No
at
way,
you.
that's Gleb."
You're in the AKA truck.
Yeah, I was like,
Yep.
I was just in the area for lunch.
Yep.
I was just sitting there enjoying. He like pulls up right next to me.
Unhinging your jaw
And
like
that
a
wasn't
snake to
even, like-
slide this public sub down your throat.
Yeah, I just like went to the first available parking spot, and it happened to be the one beside Gleb. And
Yeah.
I like looked over, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's my friend Gleb." Abby, get ready to meet
You have a
Gleb.
friend named Glenn?
Close.
Glob.
Very close.
My phone autocorrects to Glob every time.
How often
no,
do you use
a-
Glob? Why is your phone acclimated
Actually,
to Glob?
it now for a long time it autocorrected to Glob. Now it autocorrects to capital GLEB because you're saved
Gleb.
in my phone as all caps Gleb. So it autocorrects to
mine keeps Gleb.
Gleb.
God almighty. Holy
Man,
hell.
that's gonna be fun to edit later.
You're welcome.
Shout out everyone who's gonna hear Joey scream really quietly. They just crank that really low
Turn
because
the
the
gain
waveform's
all the way
fucked
down.
up.
Shut up.
Man,
Shut up.
Oh shit. So what do y'all think of the riots?
Caitlyn
boys?
Jenner.
And Caitlyn Jenner.
I'm not commenting on the riots.
Joey,
I will
slip up
comment
so
on
we can
Caitlyn
cancel
Jenner.
I'm pro riots.
Yes.
Professional rioter, Tony Shire. That's what they say.
That's your job title.
Yeah.
There-
No, but yeah, I'm pro riot because when people were kneeling to try to get change, people were just like, no, fuck you, nothing's going to happen. But as soon as you start tearing down targets, people are like, okay, we'll actually listen to you because it actually affects us. So unfortunately, I wish it weren't like this, but until shit starts really popping off, stuff's not going to change. When when things start getting burnt down and guillotines start coming out, laws are going to change, just like it did in the French Revolution. But I wish it were Colin Kaepernick kneeling and people are like, that's a powerful statement. Shit is bad in the country. But no, people are like, fuck you, man, you're an asshole.
Dude.
And slurs. But I wish it weren't like how it is, but I think until shit pops off, stuff's not going to change.
Yeah, dude, I find it really fascinating how like just because there's so much media involved with like this whole movement, it's like causing like a polarization. So all the people who are like, you know, like slightly racist or like kept that like kind of undercover and didn't really need to have like an opposition, are all of a sudden just like growing into these like huge like racist parties. It's insane.
Yeah, there's one guy, TJ. I want to call you out because fuck you, man. I filmed a documentary on this guy. He is like just a bowler from Statesboro. I thought he was just a super cool, unique guy, but he keeps posting stuff like fuck all these like rioters and stuff like that. Like He doesn't say that, but it essentially is saying that he's like, well, I never did nothing wrong to a black person, and why should I say Black Lives Matter? And he also doesn't wear masks either, so he's just kind of he's kind of like the generic. If you think about a Fox News viewer, he's kind of that. But I mean, he does live in fucking Swainsboro, Georgia,
dude.
and
the consciousness there is kind of like
he works at a prison and lives in Swainsboro, so. I'm not saying it's justified, but that's what you got to expect from those kind of people. But yeah, he's been having some bad takes, and a lot of his friends are like, "Hell yeah, man!" Kneeling during the national anthems against the military, and someone's like, "Oh, I didn't know you served." Like, well, I didn't, but it's disrespecting our troops. And someone will be like, "Well, I served. I don't think it is." You're like, "Well, you're not the person who I'm asking."
Liberal.
Yeah, exactly.
Libtard.
You can't listen to everyone's opinion on.
Did you see Target's statement after the Target was burned down?
I did not.
It was
Which Target?
They say normally we love being a Target, but right now it's not super great.
What Target?
the one in Minnesota that got burned down. You know, like the Target that
was lit on fire by the initial riots and protests.
Did not hear about that.
That was like
I've been
the
living
first.
under a rock.
Yeah, it was like one of the first things. Like some rioters burnt down a Target supercenter.
Oh, okay.
But Target came out, and I mean, I don't know the exact quote, but basically Target said,
"Burn them all down. We don't care."
Essentially, Target said, "Hey, this issue is way bigger than one of our stores." Like,
all right.
And I was like, "Wow,
yeah.
All right."
And there's people like Home Depot who keep all their stores open during the pandemic. Then as soon as there's rioters, they close it down for the safety of people, even though. They just care about their merchandise. They don't care about employees or customers.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out Target for doing something
it was
good.
a cool statement.
It was very
I think
cool.
Wendy's made a similar statement after Wendy's got.
Because I mean, like, yeah, like I don't feel bad for the Wendy's because I mean, worst case scenario, they get insurance money. Like to own a Wendy's, you have to have
honestly,
insurance.
they probably made money.
They're
off
not
the deal.
hurt. If it was like something like Paul's hamburger stand, I'd feel bad for Paul's hamburger stand.
Yeah, and that's happened. Like,
I'm sure
we
it
feel
has.
bad for them.
Mom and pop shops that just go
But
go
then
under
again,
the
the
radar.
government doesn't give a shit about them either. Because if you just saw like the release of where the money went for all this stuff, like
Didn't like, some of it go to Kanye?
yeah, Kanye got millions of dollars. Like Yeezy got millions of dollars in money,
In
and then
loans.
like I think Kushner or Mitch McConnell's or is it McConnell or Kushner? One of their wives, their family business got millions of dollars in like money also. But a lot of small businesses just got pennies essentially.
Yeah, nothing.
The government doesn't care about you. Sorry if you're a big fat cat who
The
listens to this
1%,
podcast.
the one
If
1%.
If the 1%ers listens to this, the
Send
government,
us money.
the United States
Help.
government doesn't care about you. We care about you though, so donate to the Patreon for exclusive content. There's gonna be a gleb butt pic on there on the next.
It will. It's really gray.
There was. I wish I didn't know that was true, but we went to a birthday party
Yeah, dude.
for.
I want to see that image.
I want to
dude.
see the picture too, but we went to a birthday party for Zach, and there was this disposable camera that anybody could use, and we went to the bathroom just to take a picture, and Gleb spread
No,
eagles.
no, no.
He spread his cheeks in the mirror.
Yeah, I did. And then Jack like put his face like right next to it.
Yeah, I was just like doing this or something, and then we took a picture of it.
And then
it's
Katie took it and destroyed that camera and all the evidence on it.
Greb's glay asshole was just on the camera. It looked just malnourished. It was
Greb's grow bad, bro.
It's never seen the sun.
It was just
It's
a
never
gray.
seen the
It
light.
wasn't pink. It wasn't brown. It was a gray.
It was
just
bleached gray
it was
asshole.
like a non-rendered part of reality down there.
It was what you imagine someone from a 1930s movie's butthole would look like in the movie
Exactly.
with the color technology they had back then. But this is
man, I cannot believe that we just shared that with your audience.
and it's gonna go up on Patreon.
Oh boy.
If we can find the picture, we'll put it on Patreon.
Dude, that picture's lost to time. Thank God.
Put it on our
I
OnlyFans.
was extremely inebriated that
I
night.
was pretty inebriated, but
Yeah.
there was weird like alcoholic hot chocolate on
Yes.
that
Yes.
on that
It was
party.
That
dangerous.
does
You
not
could not
sound like
taste it.
something I want.
Couldn't taste it at all.
Where there was a keg, and then there was hot chocolate that had like Bailey's or something in it.
There's a lot of holes that night. Wait, I think I remember Sam like.
Man, I want to go.
We're gonna get Sam and Jack and Nick and all them on this podcast
Oh, dude,
in the
that'd be a
coming
fun one.
weeks sometime here.
That'd be a fun one.
We need just 8 microphones
Mhm.
and
We
just
need to make-
surround the camera, surround
this
the
table as crowded as possible. Everybody talking over
Yeah.
one
We
another.
We need to do like that '70s show when they smoke weed on the circular table, have a rotating like a lazy Susan with the
Oh
camera.
yeah, I know exactly.
that'd
what you're
be
talking
kinda
about.
Everyone
cool.
has
That would be.
microphones.
That would be really cool.
That'd be a
if we
gimmick.
could figure that
Be a
out.
gimmick.
That'd be
It'd be a
gimmicky.
gimmick.
Mhm.
Got
That could
that
work.
'70s show, and then one of us will go to jail for sexual harassment, just like Hyde did.
Uh-oh. Sorry,
Damn
bud. Sorry, pal.
Them's the rules.
For the audio listeners, Joey just lost nose goes, and so he has to go to jail for sexual harassment now.
Yep. Gotta find a unwilling minor.
All right.
Can't be that hard to find.
No, it can't be. I mean,
Cut
most
that, please.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
we won't. You guys are drinking Mick Gold.
Yeah, man.
I downed mine. That was good.
You drunk? Do you want a Bud Select? It's right here.
Oh yeah. Is that
Joey's
is
back
that
to his
from the
old-
season 2?
No, Joey's
No?
back to his old antics of putting beers on the beer shelf that shouldn't be there. Would you like a Bud Select?
If you got them.
All right.
Can I have
Stall
one too?
for me, Joey. Yeah, you can have one.
Oh, that's cool. Hey,
Stall
we're
for it.
back, baby.
Keep
It's
going.
Stalin on
Oh,
the
no.
track.
Joseph Stalin.
So let me talk to you a little bit about the MLB right now and the situation that we find ourselves in. So baseball is back, people. Baseball's back in America, and all teams have reported to spring training. However, in the great state of Georgia, the Atlanta Braves find themselves in a predicament as Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Touki Toussaint, and a couple other players have reported positive for COVID-19. Freddie Freeman is the only one displaying symptoms, and the other players are asymptomatic.
Dude, he's doing great.
This is problematic simply because the whole
And we're
point
back
of
to
coming.
the show. No one cares about American sports, as Lauren has made very clear in his comments.
Go Braves!
Go Bravo!
Hey, speaking of the Braves, though, the
Speaking-
Washington Redskins.
I was about to say
Oh,
the
yeah.
Redskins. They're changing their name
Changing
to
their
the
name.
DC Redskins.
What a change.
to the DC Savages.
I heard the Washington Monuments was one of the considerations.
I've heard one of the front runners, two of the front.
Doesn't make any sense
the
whatsoever.
Warriors, the Monuments.
Yeah, two of the front runners are the Washington Warriors and the Washington Generals.
Generals. Yeah.
Generals.
The
I can see
Monuments
that.
just so stupid.
Uh,
Would they keep the same emblem?
No.
No.
I think if they did Warriors, they might keep the same emblem.
Yeah. It's not an offensive. I mean, the Redskins is offensive.
What-
but
what
like
if-
having a Native American as a logo is not
Well,
offensive.
Would
Like
it be
Blackhawks is not
would it be
offensive.
offensive if they used the name of a tribe that was local to that region at the time?
Like
I don't-
the Washington Mohawks.
Yeah,
No,
like
or
the
because
something.
that's
Apaches or
not a
something.
slur. Redskins is a slur because they say cowboys
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
like being someone who could be considered a cowboy, being born in Texas and like being a white person who probably back in the day would have been a cowboy or something similar. That's not offensive, but being called. I assume a Native American, if they were called a redskin, would not enjoy that.
Well,
No.
it's I hate to be so like
Racist.
I don't know,
I hated that you are also.
so brusque, but it's literally like if they were the Washington N words.
Yeah.
like it's literally like saying redskin
I mean, I agree with you though.
is literally like saying like the N word.
Exactly.
Which I hate to even bring it up.
It's a
like
it's
that.
a racial slur.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't be
It is.
allowed to be a
Yeah.
name. And I
It
get it.
is.
It's a private company. They can do whatever they want.
What about Indians?
Also
I don't
an issue.
I don't understand how it's still a thing that people call Native Americans
Dude,
Indians.
it makes no
was
sense.
Some dude from the 1400s got it wrong, and we still have not corrected it.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's not India, but I think I was probably taught Indian before I was taught
Oh,
Native American.
I definitely
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Every time I think Indian, I immediately jumps to
I
like
jump
the
to
Native American.
I don't jump to someone from India who it's not racist to call them an Indian. What's up, Rosa Parks? Is
What's
vibing
up,
in
Bob?
here now?
Dude, she was barking at me so much whenever I walked
Yeah,
out.
she's really upset.
Yeah, she's annoying.
She does. She just licked my kneecap.
She needs to be put down.
Yeah. No, the next ones on the chopping block they say are the Cleveland Indians.
Yes.
I could see that.
I could definitely
And
see
I
that.
believe Mitchell told me that their mascot used to be Chief Wackahoma,
Yeah, Chief Wakahoma.
which is a hilarious name, but also
Inappropriate.
super inappropriate.
No, it is inappropriate. But yeah, Chief Wakahoma, which slowed down whack a homer
Yeah.
Jeez.
in baseball terms, like a home run. Whack a home run.
I wonder, is it offensive that my dog's name is Rosa Barks? Is that a problem? I don't.
Possibly.
I don't know. I think like
It's
because
such a
she's
gray
such
area.
a cute pupper, like it's
And-
kind of glorifying Rosa Parks.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'm not trying to make fun of Rosa Parks, but I could see how people would assume
Yeah.
it to be that way.
Can one
Yeah.
of you explain to me the Aunt Jemima situation?
Aunt Jemima?
Aunt Jemima
I will not explain it to you if you
Jemima.
say it like that. I think
and Uncle Ben, please.
they're saying. Is Uncle Ben going under also?
I believe so. From whenever I heard about it, yeah.
I think they think Aunt Jemima is kind of a mammy, which is kind of a stereotype for a black person, like an Uncle Tom, and like at least in film, an Uncle Tom is kind of how what's his name? Guy who says motherfucking snakes on motherfucking plane. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel
His
Jackson.
character in Django Unchained was kind of an Uncle Tom, like a slave who was pro their master and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that's a stereotype in film, at least, and I think in literature. And a mammy is kind of like Aunt Jemima, the kitchen person,
Okay.
like wearing an apron. It's just
Okay.
kind of like an awful stereotype. And I
Okay.
think that's the reason they're taking it away.
Because of the origin, not because of the
I-
picture.
I don't know if that is the origin, but I think the picture of Aunt Jemima is kind of a mammy, and they're saying it to be like this is essentially a slur having this be the mascot.
Yeah.
Because it's like, come on down to Aunt Jemima's kitchen type thing. It's like, okay, well, you're just using a black person as advertising, like, at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it was originally created, and so I don't really have an opinion on it. And Uncle Ben, I don't know anything about. I just
God rest his soul.
I don't know if Uncle Ben was like some kind of like stereotype like that, or if it was just a black guy who became the face of rice. And
This isn't a gotcha question or anything. It's like just actual curiosity. So how is like Colonel Sanders different from
He's
like
white.
Aunt Jemima?
Colonel Sanders was white,
No, I know, but like he's like a caricature of like
like Foghorn Leghorn, but as a
Yeah.
person.
I think it's the gold. And by the way, I was just answering a text message that was business related. I apologize.
Wow.
But so anyways, I think it's the good old adage: you can,
punch
punch
down.
up.
Oh, punch up.
but you can't punch down.
And
because of that era and what was associated with that
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
era. Okay.
like Aunt Jemima, I can see why they would want to remove that. I don't know anything about Uncle Ben, but if it's just like a black person they're using as a logo, I think that might be overcorrecting a little bit, which it's better to like take away all these black mascots because they're just using black people. And I think that might be where that was going, which it's better to do that. If overcorrecting is the only way to solve a problem, I think it's better
It's
than
the right thing to do.
undercorrecting it.
Yeah.
Because if it's like, oh, well, now all officers have to say, how do you do to black people versus officers are allowed to kill black people, I think that's way better.
Yes.
It's better to overcorrect than to undercorrect in most scenarios, which I think that might have been where that was going. But from my understanding, I think Aunt Jemima was kind of like, again, that mammy kind of stereotype. And so I think that's why they wanted that removed. I don't know anything about Uncle Ben again, so
Yeah.
I don't know if
My
there's something bad about that.
my
God, I hope not.
personal opinion.
He's a pedophile.
My personal opinion is one of, I don't know, I guess I kind of differ. I don't really have an opinion. I'm like, if this is offensive, remove it. Okay. Like
Me? I'm not gonna edit things out.
no, yeah. Well, like no, but with Aunt
Say
Jemima,
what you will. I'm not gonna do work to save your ass.
No, well, that's like my opinion. With Aunt Jemima, like they're like saying Aunt Jemima is offensive. Me as a white man, I cannot understand. I don't understand how Aunt Jemima is offensive, and therefore I say to myself, okay, if it is offensive,
Give the benefit of the
change
doubt.
it. Like
The benefit of the doubt.
I think
Exactly.
that's the important coming from three white guys talking about this.
Because
So
we have
Yeah.
such experience with this growing up
Yeah.
in the whitest
Yeah.
county in
yeah,
Georgia.
I think we need to
Exactly.
like listen. The most important part is listening.
Well,
and even if some of the things you are told are wrong, it's better than hearing it from a racist person. Like
Yeah.
the race, because I think everybody, regardless of creed or color and everything, has some kind of racism inherently in them just biologically. And that's something, especially as white people in America having the power we do and the privilege we do, you have to constantly check the natural racism you're born with.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah,
been
and-
raised with.
and that's why you don't see me I don't know, speaking out about my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I feel like right now the
Climate.
not the climate,
Okay,
but
nice.
the stance that a white man should take is to simply listen.
That's what I've been trying to
And
do as well.
So
Yes.
like when someone tells you, "Hey, Washington Redskin is very offensive," it's not like, as a white man, it's not your responsibility to say, "I don't know, it doesn't really offend me."
Yeah.
You know, or like Aunt Jemima, they say, you know, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. It's not your responsibility.
Come on,
as
it's just a person.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
well,
as a white man, you can't say, I mean, it's just a big black lady, like whatever, and say something bigoted like that.
Yeah.
It's just your responsibility to listen, empathize, and understand, and say, okay,
As best as you can.
exactly, as
know.
best as you can.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Make a joke, Gleb.
I'm trying, dude.
Do a bit.
I'm so camera shy.
Do something funny.
Perfect.
Oh boy.
Hey, game of life, Gleb. Game of life.
What about it? The board game?
Oh, you're not in that? The drinking game?
Yeah, you
No,
don't-
I don't even.
I
don't
guess
know
you
what
don't
that
play.
is.
No.
Uh-uh.
Would you
We
like-
got to explain the rules now that he's
No,
on the
hit me.
podcast.
Okay,
What
so
is it?
once you're in, you can't get out. So that's the big thing.
Okay.
So when you have a can, you have to dent it or take the tab off or damage the can in some way.
Yeah.
If you have a bottle, you have to scratch part of the label off. And if you have a cup, you have to tuck part or all of your shirt in. If you don't do that and someone calls Game of Life on you, you have to finish your drink. If you do it and someone calls Game of Life on you, they have to finish their drink. So if I would have called you and you were in it and you had a dented can, I would have had to finish my drink.
Okay. Well, here, let me.
You don't have to finish your drink
Yeah.
now. The easiest is just denting your can.
Just denting it.
Like,
Okay.
regardless of what I'm drinking. if I
I've
have a-
never heard of that.
Yeah, see, I thought you would have because Margaret pressures everybody to join it, and it's a fun game. But anytime I crack any can, I pull and I push at the same time, just because I've been called on it so many times throughout my college career.
Yeah, that's like what I find the easiest. When I have a can, I always just pop off the top,
Yeah.
which I hadn't that
And
time
wh-
actually.
Where I hold my thumb, there's always a dent in
Yep.
most cans, like Coke, Pepsi. Even though I won't, if someone calls Game of Life on me and I'm drinking a glass of Pepsi and I don't have my my shirt tucked in, I'm not gonna chug that because I'm not stupid. But it's it's a drinking game.
Yeah.
So it's a fun
Noted.
game. Though.
I'm
Mitchell's
up
in
to
it,
speed.
and Mitchell and Sam are both in it, so you should get them.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Next
Mitchell
time I
got
see
God
them.
on the last
Mitchell got
podcast.
good
he?
on the last podcast, and I also got him on
What,
one.
he had to finish his bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Is he still drinking wine?
No, he had to finish his
Only
beer.
rosé though.
His wine's right there, and then
Yeah, if you want some, it's been there for weeks.
and then I got him on what are the odds for drinking
Take that bag
his
out.
entire bottle of water.
Oh, dude, it's like probably half full.
You can
I
have
know
it.
Mitchell doesn't finish drinks.
It's the guest wine.
Let it-
Mitchell's
let
a
it-
huge bitch if he's listening. Shout out Mitchell.
oh my
There's a
god.
bit in there.
Slap
this
that-
is like
sla-
months old.
Slap the bag. It's aged. Wine's supposed to be old. It's good. No, you gotta drink it and then slap it.
Yeah, baby.
How was it?
Oh, it's fucking miserable.
Give that to Daddy.
Oh,
Give it to Daddy. I thought you were a baby. I thought we established that.
oh, that was a bigger gulp than I.
Oh, that's horrible.
Dude, that's nasty.
I'll take
It's
your
been here
word
a
for
while.
it.
Dry rosé.
No,
Why does
I
he
will
drink
not.
rosés?
Because he paints his nails. He drinks
He
rosé.
does, dude. I did notice
What's
that.
wrong with that boy?
I don't know, dude. He's
Hey,
he's
there's
going off the
nothing wrong
fucking
with a
deep
good
end.
rosé.
Nothing
if
wrong
you're
with
in
a
the
rosé.
mood, it's a
Nothing wrong-
hot day outside. You're drinking a rosé.
I like his painted nails thing. That's probably a great way to pick up chicks because any girl is gonna ask about your painted
Oh.
nails. Like, Mitchell's just been slaying.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, Mitchell's
Has
just
he?
in it with the ladies.
He lays pipe all the time. I think it's about one every other day.
He
for
pays
him.
No
life
way.
all the time.
Really?
Yep.
Tell me about it.
He basically starts by
Show me a
kissing him
video.
slowly, and then he just moves his hand south, and then goes from there.
Oh, it's that's it. That's all there is
That's
to
it.
it.
As soon as you meet a woman, just move your hand.
Dude,
south.
I got to figure that crap out, huh?
Do you? I thought you had a lady.
Oh, I did. We broke up because of work, believe it or not.
Really? Is that why you quit?
She hated trees.
Is it really why
She
you quit?
hated trees. No, it wasn't why I quit. But I just didn't have time. I didn't have time for anything.
She said, "Your whole work is wood, but I never get any."
Exactly. Word for word.
Nice.
It's okay. She was 16. You didn't need that.
Yeah, we don't. Shh. Keep that on the DL.
Well, are you gonna go back and work at Terrapin Brewing Company?
No, no, God.
We've reviewed therapy.
No,
a couple times.
I've seen those couple of episodes. I never actually watched the episodes. I'm going to be honest here. I
It's okay.
never
I don't
actually
either.
watched the episodes, but I do watch those like 10-second snippets, and those always make me
What
laugh.
10-second snippets are you talking
Like
about?
on Instagram
You mean the 1 minute?
or the 1 minute.
Yeah, that's the whole episode.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's the whole
what we've been
thing.
posting.
Oh.
Look
Oh.
at him. He's been thinking he's not a
Yeah.
true
You-
fan,
you've
but
been
he
a,
is a
you've
true
been a
fan.
full supporter
Oh,
the whole
okay.
time.
Yeah,
All right.
you're
Well,
a true
if
fan.
you want the unedited episode, you have to go to Patreon and be a patron.
Oh shit!
And
How many Patreon supporters you got?
We got 3 Patreon supporters.
Lauren.
Lauren, George,
Dude,
and
Lauren
some-
is a-
I can't remember. It's not a name. That's why I
Is
can't
it
remember.
Bilal?
No, it's a screen name. Bilal used to be, but I think, but he's not anymore. But I don't shit on him for it.
How
because-
much are they pledging a month?
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, who
Yeah,
cares?
there's not, you don't have to be a patron to support us. I support you and I
Yeah.
love you, Bilal.
we just love that you watch us.
I love you. I think I get like $29 a month, something like that. Patron
That's
money.
nice.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll
it's
take
like a
it.
buck a day.
Buck a day.
Buck a day
I got
for-
a buck a day.
yeah.
Can go get a McNugget. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
we're good to
Like
go.
a couple of gumballs.
couple of gumballs for the fellas. Thank you to the patrons.
That's passive income.
We also
Yep.
put behind the scenes footage and all sorts of other random stuff on Patreon. So if you wanna get in on that, go on over to patreon.com/ZestyBoyz. Your ears hurting?
Yeah, dude. It's like
You want to switch headphones?
No, it's all good. Can
Here.
we move that up a little?
You want to
Yeah.
quit bitching for once in your life?
I really need
You can have
to,
the
don't I?
the audio
I'll
starfish.
hold that in my
Okay.
hand.
Is
'Cause
that
it's
better?
Yeah, it was just like pulling down.
Yeah.
But we're good now.
God, I have to pee so bad.
Well, you're gonna
Just
have-
do it.
you're gonna
I
have
hate
to-
being
Just do
stuck.
it. Let it free.
you're gonna have
Let
to
it
hold
go.
it for 20 more minutes.
That's cool.
And you have to drink your beer. Gleb, what are the odds you finish your beer right now?
I had 1 and 1.
All right.
I got like a sip left.
Do you? You need another one?
He's a gulper.
I'm a gulper because
Take this
I'm
one.
anxious about the
haven't
podcast.
tou-
I
haven't-
wanted you to go get one so I could go pee.
I'll go get one.
You want me to get up? I can get up.
I got
Tony and I will have
bad.
a deep
Gleb,
heart to heart.
I'm not gonna have a good conversation if I don't pee right now.
And go get one from the mini fridge. It's in the
Deal.
okay.
Deal.
Get Glebskevich.
Get ready for this shuffle.
Okay.
I can't hear. I
It's
can't hear a
the
word
Lido.
anyone's saying.
Whoa! That's the Lido Shuffle. It's a good song. Any classic rock station will play it. Man, we are in shambles on this episode. No one can control their bladder. Gleb's getting
I'm
drunk.
just getting wasted, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. This podcast makes me anxious as fuck.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
What if I start speaking in Russian to you?
God, it would just make it even worse. 'Cause-
Это мой яблоко.
Dude, you just said
This is my apple.
This is my apple. Nasha яблоко.
No, our is Nasha.
Nasha. Yeah, that's what
I
you said.
"Et-
This is our apple.
I said это мой.
Moin? Oh,
That's
this is
mine.
my apple.
Это
Yeah.
мой яблоко.
You been practicing on Duolingo?
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. In case you invite me to Belarus.
If you ever need.
Nasha. Женщина. I needed-
Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I needed to say I need a.
Yeah.
So I can say I need a malchuk.
You probably know more Russian than me, honestly.
All right.
Honestly. Okay, I've tried
Styopa.
Duolingo.
Foot.
I did not even know
I
that.
think you told me that.
Styopa?
Isn't that foot? I know Styopa for some reason. That was one of the things you told me.
Styopa.
And then
I don't
there's
know.
Kartoshka.
Kartoshka. Dude, that's a
Babushka?
classic. You have to know that.
Isn't
yeah.
it Paposhka is daddy?
Dedushka is granddad.
Dedushka.
My mom calls my granddad her dad. Pop. Papya? Something
yeah.
like that. Papya?
She calls him pop,
Something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. How's your job going, man?
It's going good. I just started doing some remote video editing, and it's been going well. I just bought a laptop so that I can do it on the go.
An Alienware?
It wasn't Alienware.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it was
shit.
fucking expensive, and I felt awful.
$1,300?
It's $2,600.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, dude.
But hopefully I'll never have to buy a laptop again.
Well, in 2 years it'll be obsolete.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
No, I mean, it has
gone.
better specs than my desktop. My desktop's been running strong for 4 years, so I'm just trying to buy for longevity so I don't have to buy another laptop, and I really hate MacBooks.
Yeah.
And it was cheaper than a MacBook of equivalent whatever and not. So we're good to go. Did you not get a beer?
Oh, dude. It's right there.
Oh, you got him one. I needed one.
Oh, you did?
I will take mine back, and you can have your fresh
With all my backwash on it.
delicious mouthwash. But yeah, I've been doing some remote editing, so hopefully I can keep this. But like everything, it's kind of how long is this gonna last? So
Yeah.
at least in my industry.
Thanks,
So
Joey.
hopefully it will end up being a lasting thing because I actually do really enjoy this one, and it's pretty easy. I can do it from home. So the goal is to keep it going, and I can do it from anywhere because it's remote.
God almighty. All right, I'll hold that. Thank you. You want
You want a kiss?
to you want to just make out real quick?
Our fans would love it.
Appreciate it. What'd y'all do for the 4th?
I went to Samuel's house, who will be on the podcast coming up soon. You weren't invited. I asked.
Can I come?
Yeah.
Sick. Invite me when Samuel comes.
Okay. Oh, to the podcast. I thought you meant to his 4th of July get together.
Yeah, I
You can
wasn't
still go.
invited to
It's
that.
still going on.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
It's still going.
It really is
I'm just
cool.
taking a break from it.
I don't get invited to fucking anything, so it's
Okay,
fine.
Me either.
Been there.
Well, you work and
I'm a slave,
oh
dude.
no, yeah, you work all the time. What are you doing?
Not anymore, dude. I'm free all week.
What are you doing? Do you have
Wait,
a,
really?
I'm literally free all week. I
You-
don't start
Dude,
till
you're
Monday
number
next week.
one on my invite list.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
do you have a
let's do something.
bicycle?
I can get one.
Would you like to go bicycling tomorrow with me and Nick and Mitchell?
Uh,
Fowler Park.
do you have a spare?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck, I'll go.
All
what
right.
time?
Damn,
I don't
son.
know what time yet, but we're going.
I could go, but
Nope. You already said you're not. You have to go to
You gotta
fucking
go to work,
Henry
bro.
County.
yeah, I do.
This-
I have to
this
go
is
to
For
Henry
what?
County.
A property to look at?
Oh, dude, it's so stupid. I have to go let a cleaner into a property at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and that's it.
What?
But it's
Why?
an hour and a half away, so
Dude, there's got to be a way for you to.
Nope.
I
drop
tried.
that key off
I
somewhere.
literally,
Hire someone on Fiverr.
I should have. But also, I mean, I have a rehearsal dinner late at night, so I have to be like at the rehearsal dinner at like 3:30.
For what?
A wedding that my girlfriend's in.
Oh.
It's gonna be fun.
He has
It
to,
really
he has
is.
to
Yeah,
rehearse
she,
eating dinner
She's
every
a
night.
bridesmaid. Yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
He has to rehearse eating dinner every night. His
Gotcha.
mom makes him.
Yeah.
Are you gonna marry that girl?
The girl that I currently am dating.
Yeah.
Very likely.
Oh,
I'd say the odds are
shout out
definitely-
Abby.
Yeah, shout out Abby.
Congratulations.
I
You
think
heard
I'm
it here
probably gonna
first.
marry you.
What were you
Wow.
gonna say?
I don't know what I was.
What were
gonna
you gonna say?
Oh, he was just thinking about the after the wedding. if you know,
What?
seeing as they're
Come
both
on.
virgins and all.
Yep.
Joe's a good Christian boy.
Good Christian boy.
Family values.
His
Yep.
flour is still
Yep.
intact.
It is intact.
Joey
God,
still has
if
his
only.
hymen. I checked.
Come
the
get
other
it,
day.
baby.
Simon. He's still got his foreskin.
Yep.
As do you.
It is
Wait,
traditional.
did you get it removed?
Yesterday, dude.
No, you didn't.
No, dude, no. Why would I get that
I'm not.
removed?
I can never tell.
Prove it.
Well, I can think of a lot of good reasons.
Yeah, name one. Name
smegma.
a couple. Okay, never an
wow,
issue.
wow.
Never an issue. Your botched genitals.
Nice. You've got him on the ropes now, Tony.
No, you're botched.
Mutilated, I prefer.
Mutilated.
Look at him.
Freaking
He's
chewed
desperate.
chewed
He's
off by your
desperate.
doctor.
I know how much you like mushrooms. Yours doesn't look like a mushroom. Yours
No, it
looks like a
doesn't.
fucking.
It looks like a freaking egg roll.
Every time I look
Smells
at
like one
mine,
too,
I see a
apparently.
fly agar because it has little white splotches on the head.
No,
And
dude, you got botched, numb genitals down
Numb.
there.
No
Yeah, dude, you got
feelings.
numb. You got a keratinized
You know
head,
how
bro.
long? See, you last maybe 10 minutes in bed, but with my numb genitals, I still haven't ever had an orgasm.
Yep.
And you know how?
Congratulations,
You know how painful that is?
Yeah. See how shitty you have
dude.
it.
You know what my hood does, what your lacta hood doesn't do. You know what my hood does?
Keeps you warm in the
Dude,
winter.
It grabs the
You can
sides.
keep your keys in there when you run.
Give me that
Yeah,
starfish.
I got it.
It
I'll
grabs
take a
the
turn.
sides of the vulva
Whoa.
and uses it
Whoa.
as leverage to get in.
Whoa.
But
It
see-
also makes it easier to masturbate.
But see, you get weird tan lines when you go to a nude beach. The tip of your
God.
tip is all dark,
God,
and
if
then
only that was a day-to-day issue.
every time I go to a new beach, I get a nice,
Hey.
clean tan line.
Tell me honestly, have you ever been on like a cheap hookup and she starts to go down on you and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, if she has,
My tongue got stuck in your foreskin, Gleb.
If she has, she's never told me.
Yeah.
She's never told
How,
me.
how
She's
many
like,
how many
That's what I'm
repeat
asking.
She's
hookups
probably
have
just she like puts it.
smegma?
What is that
Weird
nasty
penis
thing?
cheese.
No, okay.
You just gotta kind of pull it down.
Yeah.
pull, like just pull and then you pull.
It's like
and you pull. and you pull.
Yep, that's a meme template. You just created a meme template for our fans. Thank you.
It just
it's like a sausage. You just tie a knot in it.
Yeah, there are some dudes that have basically like the skin goes all the way to the top even when they're hard, but I was fortunate where it's not like that.
You were
Okay.
fortunate to basically be
No, that's good.
circumcised.
Yes, I'm basically halfway. I don't know if I maybe I was
Sexuality rise?
Like, yeah, like
Sexual
half-
preference?
like
You're
in
half
the-
and half?
I'm in the middle.
All
God.
right.
No.
Yeah.
But
It's
The first bisexual guest we've had. The bipenal.
the bipedal.
You're bipenal. You have half a circumcised and half an uncircumcised pork
Dude,
and beans.
maybe I was half circumcised.
See, my little penis, the way it works is there's no foreskin.
I've heard that you're hung, bro. Is that true?
Stop.
Is
No.
that true?
I'm neither
Joey,
a
do you
grower
know?
nor a shower.
Do you know?
I'm like a metapod, the Pokemon. I'm about 3 inches soft,
Nice. I love
1 inch
Pokemon.
really hard. Like it is.
solid. You're like a stud.
It's like-
you're
and
like a
that-
piece of rebar.
It's like it's like that. What is it? I don't know. Immovable object. That's my little penis, and an unstoppable force. We don't know what that is yet.
No.
But if I meet it, we'll
it's the
figure out.
vulva coming
It's
in
the
full
vul-
force.
We need to find a vulva that's unstoppable, and then we'll
vulva
figure
that
out what happens when my little
jumped off-
penis meets that.
Jumped off the top of a building.
But yeah, what is that?
God.
Fallacy. That's what it is. The phallus fallacy. That's what I should call it, because my little penis gets so hard. That-
What?
My-
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about science. Occam's razor.
Here's what's going on, Gleb. Our fans love dick talk,
Everyone who
and
doesn't
Tony's
love,
leaning into it.
who doesn't love a good dick talk? It's funny. Okay, try to keep a straight face. First person to break has to eat a spicy pepper, and I'll go get it.
Okay.
Penis. Joey has to eat a spicy pepper. All
I
right.
didn't see it coming.
All right. Look, I'll go half and half with you.
If it's
Dude,
like, what kind of pepper?
dude, Tony and I.
What kind of pepper? I don't
it's
want to
probably
ruin
a-
my
it's,
night.
It's probably a habanero. It's what? It's a hablano.
I don't know
Tony and
what
I
that
ate
is.
whenever we worked at Cold Stone, we made a video where we ate probably 10 habanero peppers
Oof.
at one time.
I can do one.
Dude, the thing about habaneros is that their range for spiciness is insane. So the ones that we had,
Yeah, it's like a jalapeno.
yeah, it's like a jalapeno. So their Scoville units, I think, is 5,000 up to 45,000. So those habaneros were super. They really weren't that spicy. They burned your mouth for a little bit, but then you could get over it.
Yeah.
But my dad, dude, I don't know what the hell that man grew, but I had a sliver of a habanero that he grew.
Yeah, like no seeds.
No seeds, and it was tiny, it was dried. And I ate the thing, dude, and I was in pain. And I was putting toothpaste and
Yeah.
eating ice cream and stuff in my mouth. It's amazing the range for those things.
Dude, I had a chicken wing
Mhm.
that was lathered in sauce that was made from a Carolina Reaper.
Oh,
Absolutely horrible.
shit. Just ruined you.
It was
wasn't even
8
fun.
hours of pain.
God, did it come out the other end?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
it did, dude.
it bit
I was
out the
in
other
so
end.
much pain.
Yeah. This stuff hurts, man.
I ate 2 cartons of ice cream
Yeah, just to manage
that
it.
weren't mine. I was
So-
with my roommates, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna eat your ice cream.
So it was legit. It wasn't. Oh my god.
What is that?
Are those the peppers? Are those the peppers, Tony?
We have a rat's nest of cables. Yeah, those are the peppers.
Are these the seeds of the pepper?
No,
the
those are
hottest
the,
part of
those
the
are
What
the
kind of
pep-
pepper is it?
They're called pinguita de mano, which translates roughly to monkey penis peppers.
What's the Scoville?
From Costa Rica? They're 85,000.
Holy
No,
shit!
a
I
hot-
don't
Dude,
wanna
I'm
eat
not
that.
No,
eating
okay,
this
okay.
shit.
A habanero, I heard you. They go to 450,000.
Okay, so I was wrong.
So a jalapeno is 8,000.
I'm taking
and
a
then
small
They can
bite.
go from 8 to 20. Just take the whole thing. They're not spicy, but they're not habanero. They're like maybe a fourth of a habanero.
Remember the habaneros that we ate at
Those were probably similar to these.
That's
You think so?
spicy.
Yeah, I know.
He's literally just said it was spicy.
You have to eat the whole thing. You lost the
Dude, I don't
you
wanna-
lost the penis.
Look, I have an
Hey,
empty stomach and I just drank 2 beers. I really want to do this.
Cheers, brother.
I really want to stir the pot like
Yes,
this.
you do.
I just ate mine.
Cheers, brother. What have I done? Dude, it's spicy straight out of the gate. Are you fucking
I didn't say it would be
kidding me?
enjoyable. I just said it would be spicy.
That's a heavy hit.
It is a bit of a heavy hit.
It has no flavor. It's just fucking pain.
It's because it's a dried pepper.
Oh my. Oh, maybe it does have a little bit. Of
Dried
flavor.
peppers are actually hotter than wet
I'm gonna
peppers.
need another
Why?
beer.
Because
But-
all of the capsaicin is like
It's-
centralized.
Yeah, centralized, but so wet peppers are less spicy, but with the liquid it spreads it around your mouth much more so they feel spicier.
Okay.
God, shit. Ah.
Guys, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Pain is just a part of living.
Dude, it went like straight into my sinus cavity.
Well, why'd you put it there?
Oh my god. I'm salivating.
All right.
I hate this.
What is the spiciest meal you guys have ever eaten?
I'm fucking drooling. Like
I
an
was
Indian dish.
I was just telling Gleb I had a chicken wing that was lathered in sauce that was made from a Carolina Reaper pepper.
Ooh.
Hurt more than anything I've ever had in my life.
I'd like to try butter chicken from India, like an Indian food butter chicken. It's not that spicy, but it looks good.
Ooh.
Ah, dude.
The beer helps.
It does a little bit.
Ah,
So they have
Tony.
like levels of spiciness at Indian restaurants. Mm-hmm. From my experience, because I eat a lot of Indian food. And it goes from like mild, and they give you numbers, and then there's like hot, and then there's Indian hot. I've only eaten up to hot. But one time I got Indian hot for the hell of it. And it was miserable. It's like this. And it's just like not even fun to eat.
What's your favorite Indian food?
How are you okay?
I've eaten a bunch of these. When I used to Twitch stream, anytime someone would follow, I'd eat one of these.
That's horrible.
And then sometimes the people would ask me, I'd eat
I can
them.
feel
really-
where my mouth is swelling.
I really like spinach dal. Spinach. Dude, I feel it like in my fucking abdomen.
You just gotta think about the pain and then think about it not being there.
Yeah, that helps, huh?
You like meditating, Gleb?
No.
You don't?
Oh my god.
I'm not saying I don't feel it.
Ah.
Just don't give it mind. It's like a bully. It's best if you just
The
tell
beer
him to
does
shove
help.
off.
The beer helps amazingly well for a
No,
sh-
it
a
doesn't.
short
It
second.
helps a lot, but I'm almost out. That's the problem.
You can have this one. I still haven't drank any of it.
Oh my god, dude, the beer's the only thing keeping me sane here.
Not me. Not my soothing voice.
So Indian food is really good because there's a lot of spices in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like
it's
turmeric.
Like the food that we eat is like it's like salt and pepper, mostly spices and like garlic.
Yeah.
But Indian food, you got like turmeric, you got like dill,
Paprika.
paprika, you got all kinds of stuff in
Dude,
there.
Indian
You
spice
make it-
markets look so beautiful.
Yeah,
It's like the
they're really
giant
cool.
powders of spices.
That's probably my favorite food now.
Indian food.
I
I've
eat
never
it
had
raw.
it. I've had shawarma and that was really good, but that's more like Arabic.
Dude, you'd really
Middle
like
Eastern.
butter chicken, like any like chicken curry or anything like that.
Let me
It's
know
really
next
good.
time you're going to like an Indian spot, and I'll try to come with you.
Y'all need to come to my apartment. Y'all
I would
still
like
haven't
to,
been
because
there.
you're ITP, so you're pretty like near a bunch of stuff.
I am. All right, it's kind of toning down now, but it's still painful.
Yeah,
I've got it at the back of my throat right now.
that's what you don't want.
Yeah, those things are little bangers.
Little bangers. That's what they say about the new single I just released.
Did you grow those? Is there
My
not a
dad-
Sonntagsleere?
I was about to say, my dad grew those. I'm pulling up the lovely sponsor that we
How
have for
big are
this.
they when they're not dried?
I know.
They're that size.
I was not scared of these.
They're small
until I ate
peppers.
one.
And we are, of course, brought to you by the mixtape Sonntagsleere 347, Release the Force of Joy.
Oh my god!
One of the spiciest mixtapes you will find this side of the Serengeti. Brought to you by the people who made all of the Sonntagsleere mixtapes. They're available on soundonomy.com or... Oh, wait, no, not soundonomy.com. I'm a silly little boy. They're brought on mixcloud.com and on spotify.com. Gleb,
Yeah,
how you doing?
I was really. It's a lot toned down now. I'm still drooling like a baby, but
So it's basically similar to when you listen to Sonntagsleere 347,
Yeah, it's
Release
really
the Power.
it's really.
The
I was
force of
wondering. I was
joy.
wondering when that ad was going to come in.
You know, they always sneak up on you, just like the heat of those peppers. But We'd like to thank you for the continued support you have of this podcast.
It cleared me out. Like I feel like that was kind of good for me in a way.
It's medicinal.
Yeah.
It's a
medicinal,
fruit.
dude.
Fruit's good for you.
It's all medicinal.
All right.
Anything can be medicinal.
Play rock, paper, scissors, base 2 out of 3. Whoever loses has to eat another one.
Fuck no. I'm not playing.
I'll play with you.
All
if
right,
you eat 2.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, 2 for eating 2.
Eating 2?
Yeah.
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 All
I'm a
right.
gambling man. I'm a gambling man.
And Joey will announce what we did for the audio listeners. So, ready?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. 2
Rock,
scissors.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh,
Oh, shit.
Tony
I'm
gets
gonna
gleb
have
with a
I'm
scissor
gonna
on
have
paper.
I'm gonna have
Rock,
a bad
paper,
evening.
Rock,
Oh, sorry.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh, what the
You
fuck?
did
That was
rock.
rock. That was
2
rock.
rocks, 2
Paper,
rocks.
scissors, shoot.
Oh my.
Ooh, Tony gets gleb 2 times in a row.
Because I know how to read gleb.
With a rock on
got a,
scissor.
He's got a small brain.
I got like a bird brain, dude. But birds can't.
Don't
You know,
do that.
birds.
Birds are the main.
Eat one of those
Birds
tiny ones.
can't get heat from peppers or
and
anything.
The,
got a big
the
one.
acid from their stomach helps germinate the peppers, so they're the
Eat
ones
one
who
of these
do the
babies.
most of the
Look, that's a little baby.
Science.
most of the science behind the peppers.
We just lost our camera.
No, it's okay.
All right,
that
look,
cat was close to.
Will you eat one with me?
If you eat 3, I'll eat 1 with you.
Are you?
Oh my
fucking
God.
If Joey
Dora.
eats 1, 2, I'll eat. While you eat 2, I'll eat 1 with you. I'll eat 1 with you. If Joey eats 1.
Fuck
What, I do
dude.
this. I do this once every 6 months. I'll eat 2.
There you go.
All right, cheers, there, brother, for the
Cheers.
Zesty podcast. Touch the table, though. Yeah, I'm gonna be in shambles here.
Whew.
Dude, that was a
Eat your
big.
second.
That was a big
You got
fleshy
like
one.
2 big ones.
That was a big fleshy one.
You
It was
gotta take
coming
a
out.
smaller one. Here.
Oh, dude, I already ate the other one.
And as always, we thank you for listening this far to the episode. My name, of course, is Tony Shire.
I'm Joey Beck. No.
Gleb. It's cabbage.
And we will see you on the next one.
Shit. Sorry about all this.